Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, September 27, 2024. Welcome to Change the Shed. It is indeed a Friday. So I'm anticipating not having so many people here today because I've thrown off the day of the week. Anyway, those of you who are here, welcome. Anna's here and Mary's here from Wisconsin and Mary Lou from Cape Cod. I'm working on the discovery box for curves. That's awesome. Christine is here from Texas, weaving a shaped armadillo. That's cool. Summer's here from Santa Rosa. Hooray! Good to see you, Summer. I'm glad you're all here. You may be my total number of attendees, and that is awesome. Today's Friday, September 27. I will be back for Change the Shed in 3 weeks on a Wednesday, October 16. And that's because I will be teaching at Taos Wool Festival. So Taos Wool's Festival is October 5 to 6, and I'll be in Taos for that. So come down if you're in New Mexico or somewhere close by, come to Taos, October 5 and 6 for that lovely festival. And the same weekend is the Mountain and Valley Wool Festival in Santa Fe, which is the old Taos Wool Festival. So we have Taos Wool's Festival, which is in Taos, and Taos Wool Festival, which changed their name to Mountain and Valley Wool Festival. It's a big thing in New Mexico. Just know that there's 2 festivals on the same weekend, so you can go to one day and one the next. And that's what I'll be doing. So hope to see some of you there. I will also be teaching a workshop, and I think the workshop is full, but at any rate, that means it'll be 3 weeks before I'm back for Change the Shed, October 16. And if you can't make it to Taos, I'm sure I will have something on the blog about it. The Tapestry Discovery Box that is current, you can order it just straight off the website until September 29, which I think is Sunday. So if you want to jump into the Curves and Circles box, it has been a lot of fun. You can still get it for 2 more days. After that, you can also still get it. You just need to contact Gist Yarn, and they will set you up with the box and the course material. Starting October 1, if you order the Tapestry Discovery Box, you will end up with the next box, which is about pick and pick. These are actually not examples from the box. These are examples that I did on Change the Shed years ago now, but I will be showing you how to manipulate pick and pick to make things that sort of curve and change like that, and also some more realistic ways to use pick and pick. I've done pick and pick on Change the Shed a fair amount, so it'll be a lot of fun to dive into how to use it. It's a really powerful technique. Just a couple more things. If you don't know about my book, please order yourself a copy, The Art of Tapestry Weaving. It is all about tapestry techniques. Do you feel like you're in an infomercial yet? Those of you who are new here and you don't know that there is a tapestry techniques book out there to help you with all of the things. It's a great companion to Change the Shed or my online classes. It's called The Art of Tapestry Weaving. You can get it anywhere books are sold, or if you want a signed copy, you can get it on my website, which is tapestryweaving.com. Easy to remember, right? Last thing on my announcement list is donations. If you'd like to donate anything to keep this program going, it's been over 4.5 years now, and I could not still be doing it if it weren't for those of you who have donated, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate getting a little extra money towards this program every week. It takes a lot of time and a lot of technology. So if you enjoy it and you've learned from it, especially if you don't support me in any other way, I would love it if you would go to the donation page, which is on the Change the Shed page on my website, which is, again, tapestryweaving.com. Look under online learning, Change the Shed, and you'll see a donation button. Okay, this is where to find the Tapestry Discovery Box, also on my website. Sweet. It looks like more people have signed on. Renee's here from Massachusetts. Yay, Hillary made it live. Wet North Carolina. Yeah, the hurricane, you all. Stay safe. I am guessing probably nobody from Florida is here today. Karen's here from Massachusetts. Welcome, Karen. Sarah from Washington State and from Maryland. Julie's here from Kirkland, Washington. Betsy from Missouri. Jessica's here from Illinois. Cheryl's here from Maryland. Marla's here. Good question, Marla. She already has anticipated what I'm going to work on today. I'm working on this split set piece. So she's asking, do I need to be careful which leg is in front and which is in back? I have a tiny bit more of the split weft to do, so we'll see if we can answer that. And Dave is here from the UK, and Linda is here from Southern California. Y'all have managed to make it on a Friday. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so what I'm working on today is, let's see, let's go here. I'm working on this again. This is this little piece I started, gosh, I don't know when. And let's see if I can get a little more light. It's a split weft piece just for a tiny bit. So this is a fringeless for salvage piece. So here's the top and the bottom of what will be a for salvage piece when I take it off the loom. And I'm working it at 8 EPI and 16 EPI. So that has been a lot of fun. I've done this before on Change the Shed. And here, this is the cartoon. It is, this is the only part that is at 16 EPI. The rest is at 8. And I'm working on this curve. And if you are in the Tapestry Discovery box about curves, you will have experienced some of that curve making in the last few months. All right. So I'm not exactly sure what you mean by your question, Marla, but which leg is in front, and maybe you mean which of the two of the split weft. You're just going to make sure that the shed is working correctly. It needs to look like regular weaving. I guess I don't know how else to say that. Someone suggested I do a Tapestry Discovery box about this technique, which I think is a great idea. So sometime in future, maybe we'll do that. I don't usually use needles when I'm weaving, but 16 EPI is too small for my fingers to manage. So because the fringeless for salvage warp is doubled to make this loops are what cause the supplementary warp, which gives me a shed the whole way up as I'm weaving, which is a fantastic way to weave. That means I can actually split the warps in small areas to do a double set. Some of the double set pieces I've done on Change the Shed. Why my table is so movie today. Some of the Change this double set pieces I've done are not warped this way. They're not fringeless. So that would be, if we did a Tapestry Discovery box, that is, of course, what I would be doing. If you want to learn fringeless, there is a whole online class taught by myself and Sarah Sweat, mostly taught by Sarah Sweat, which is a whole lot of fun. Look under online learning on my website. Okay, I'm almost done with this little, I just want this last tiny little rock on the top to be pretty small. So, gosh, let's see what it looks like if I end it right here. Linda, welcome from Southern California. I think I already said that. Victoria's here from Healdsburg, another beautiful place in California. Jackie's here from Illinois. Congratulations. Jackie voted this morning. All of you, please vote. Check your voter registration. Here's my PSA for the day. It is extremely important that you make sure you're registered and that you vote in whatever way you can, especially if you are in one of those swing states. I think most people who weave tapestry are old enough that we can manage voting. But if you have young people or teenagers or people who can newly vote and they need some help, please help them. Your grandkids need help, or your kids registering. Please make sure you vote. And thank you for that, Jackie. Oh, cool. Summer, yes, a box about this technique. I thought it was a really great idea. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before. So I have a few ideas for next year, and a box about a split weft technique would be really fun. It's just a lot of fun to play with. So it means you have to be able to warp at a closer set, but you don't have to do 16 and 8. You could do 6 and 12, which is probably what I would demonstrate in a box. All right, I've run out of yarn here, so let's just add a new piece. Welcome Susan from, oops, that's a mistake, from Martha's Vineyard. Sometimes when I try to weave and talk at the same time, it doesn't work out so well. Probably would have been better. I'm so sorry, excuse me. Let me just start this splice over again. I have now screwed up the shedding, so let's open the shed and then we will get it right. Shed sticks are a marvelous thing. I am not using the shedding device. This is a Merrick's loom. It's a big sister. You can use the Merrick's classic looms for fringeless. You cannot use the Chloe or the saffron loom. They don't have sidebars, and you need to use a jig to warp this way. You can do other kinds of force salvage, which I don't recommend on the Chloe and the saffron, but just because you don't have a shed. But this form, you need a pipe loom or something with side supports and tensioning. Anyway, I could have put this shedding device on this loom, and I did not, partly because I'm doing the split weft and it has to be picked, and partly because it's calming to pick the weft, the warp. Okay, there's our new weft butterfly. Sally's here from Wisconsin. Hey, Sally. Oh, thank you, Betsy. Your daughter's first time to vote. That is so exciting. Make it a family affair. Make it a big deal. So she, is another kid. Well, if, it depends on what family you grow up in. I think some families have a culture of voting, so probably it's not a challenge for her. She's just old enough. I am muttering now. I apologize. Okay, so this fluffier, larger weft bundle at 8 EPI is filling in around these little rocks, which the jury's still out about whether the colors I picked were something I'm going to like. Oh, Elaine, great. Welcome, Elaine. She's from Colorado, and she just started her dyeing stuff. Awesome. DYE-ing. Elaine is a jack of all fiber trades, I have to say. She has done all of the fiber things. And dyeing, I think, is next. If I have a class about dyeing. if anyone's interested in synthetic wool dyeing, not natural dyeing. I do not do that, as it's not something I teach. All right. So there I split the shed with the fat yarn, which sort of helps get there's an interface between where the 16 EPI and the 8 EPI join, and this is all white on the edge, so it doesn't show up that much, but with other colors, the fuzziness of this yarn helps cover that join, and by splitting that weft, I've sort of accentuated a little extra weft in there to keep that join sort of hidden. All right, let's see what happens here. I think you could, Jessica, I think you're right. I think you could use the Alara loom. That's a loom made by Dawn Bedding. Yeah, I can't remember his last name. Starts with a B. Beautiful loom. I think it might work for fringeless. I haven't used that loom since I moved, so I have to pull it out to see, but I think you're probably correct, Jessica. That would be a good one. All right. Let's weave this up and cover this up and see what it looks like. Elaine says she's never washing another fleece. I don't know. Never say never. You find that beautiful fleece and you really want it, you're going to have to wash it. There are people who will wash fleece for you, though, so that could be your out, Elaine. Find somebody else to do it. Let's see. Let's bring this back this way and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. Oh, I got a little, part of the problem with, I got a little black fuzz in the white, and that is easy to do. The black is actually Weaver's Bazaar black. It is a very black. And it's a little bit thinner, and I wanted a little thinner yarn for the outline. And the other yarn in here is Array from Gist Yarn. And the white is actually Faru. I was going to say it was Kohler Singles, but it's not. It's the bleached Faru or Faro, which comes from used to be made by Borg's. It's now made by Clippin. You can get it from Eugene Textile Center or the Woolery, or that was a mistake right there. Other places. It's made in Sweden. Yes, Summer's asking about the colors in Colorado. So I can see the La Plata South San Juan's from my studio window, and the colors, we were just camping this past weekend, so the colors are starting to change up high, and the colors from my studio window, I can see there's a lot of aspens up there, and they are all turning yellow, so I will be going up there probably tomorrow to get a look at all of that. And how big a hike I get in summer depends on the dogs, whether I bring them or not. You know, you have small dogs. They do pretty well for a while, but I think about 4 miles is max. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do a little more before I put another. There's little squares in here of, I mix the white with the Array. I have a couple more of those. Jessica, I'll talk about hiking, is coming to Colorado to do some hiking. And do not try to take your trekking poles on the airplane. They will take them away from you. They absolutely will not let you bring them on the airplane. However, you can put them in a suitcase and check them. They do not care. So if you're bringing your own poles, put them in a suitcase and check them is the only way to get them on the airplane. And I think that's true of all airplanes. I mean, all airlines in the United States, domestic airlines. I know that in part because my mom just flew with her trekking poles and she had to put them in her luggage. Oh, thanks, Linda. I appreciate that. Linda took my dye class. I am going to be doing some more dyeing, maybe even this weekend. I did a little bit last week, and I have a project going on the big loom, and I need a little bit, the colors that I dyed already were not quite right, so I have to redo that. So I'll be doing some dyeing, and maybe I'll take a little video and add it to the dye class. It's a fun class. Let's see. So now what I'm trying to do is build this up, and I think I'm about there now. I want to weave across the top of this so that we see what those little shapes look like. When I first started this, I wove it all at 8 EPI and realized that the set was too wide for what I wanted. Were I to do this sort of design again, I would make this bigger. I'd make the whole thing bigger if I wanted something like this with a lot of detail in it. It's just too small for this set, but it's a fun little demo piece. So here I'm going from 16 to 8, so I just need to make sure that I get this shedding right as I change from one to the other. And then I just want to see whether that outline shows under this puffy. So I think this is going to end up squishing down and covering that line of black, which I did with just one strand of Weaver's Bazaar Fine. So I'm wondering about going back and making that line thicker. Let's see, how far over does it go? Yeah, Jessica, I think if you put the poles in your luggage, you won't have any trouble at all. After all, people check guns on the airlines, so pretty sure trekking poles in your luggage are not going to raise any questions. Okay, sometimes pulling things out, especially when I can't put my head right in front of it, is hard. Let's use the needle. I used just one strand of this for part of the outline. Part of the outline I used 2 strands. Yes, you can do that. All right. Here's my shed stick. Dragging weft through a really tight shed is never a good idea. It makes the yarn really fuzzy. So I had done this with 1 strand. I'm just changing it to 2 strands of this black in the hopes that that outline shows a little bit more. I didn't want a heavy outline at the top, but the white over it is going to cover. I guess the other thing I could do is use the 1 strand of white for a little border. That might be a fun idea. Let's try that. The nice thing about fringeless is that it's not, there's only one layer of warp, so I can find the things I need in the back. Okay, let's do this. The fringeless warps tend to twist, and this might have been what you were asking about, Marla. So you do have to be careful to get your shed right. All right, let's try that. So now I'm going to go back to the regular. Oh yeah, that's gonna be better. I could have gone back to the one strand of black. That's all right. Let's just leave it. Let's see what it looks like. I think I would have liked it better with the one strand, but oops. This one goes this way. I think I was weaving that double set hand basket piece 4 years ago. The last time we had an election in the United States, I mean a national election, with a presidential candidate, maybe I should say that. We have lots of elections, but maybe I should have gotten out the hand basket piece. Election season is stressful. There's just too many ads and too much and too much angst and too much division, and it's a tough time. So be nice to yourselves and do some weaving. This was green, this was violet. I'm gonna put another square in here. Let's see what colors I have here. I wonder what, that's a tangerine. Doesn't really matter that much. Oh, I know, let's do this one. I think this is lime 5. Yeah. So I'm mixing 1 strand of the array with 3 strands of the faro. Those of you who know how to speak Swedish realize I have just given up on that word. I think summer, the handbasket piece was a lot of fun to weave, honestly. I don't think I have a picture of it right here I would show you all. Nope. Sometime this fall, I will be doing Change the Shed on the Eris loom that's behind me. I have it all set up with the new stand and treadle. I just don't have it warped yet. And I don't have a finished design. And the hand basket piece was so fun to weave. I might do something like that. But I don't want to make it political at all. That piece was not really political, but kind of. Okay, wow, that lime doesn't really show up, but that's okay. Neither did this little green bit. Yeah, that's a great question. Spin Me a Cloth said, how can we use our weaving to spread a message of unity rather than division? That is also my biggest question. How can we learn to listen to each other and be nice and understand that other people have other life experiences and ideas and things that they want and in their lives, and how can we create a society where we can talk to each other and try to come to some cooperative agreements on how we live in this country. How can we do that with weaving? I don't know. Sometimes you can weave, tapestry. You can make art about these sorts of things. And so just being vocal about it, I guess, about the need for communication in any kind of art that you do, or even experiencing other people's art. Not sure what this yarn, just going to put this to the side. Keep finding bits of yarn. Okay, so this is yes, summer. I did 2 of them, 2 split weft pieces. On Change the Shed actually could link them under that. So I actually do notes. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I actually spend a fair amount of time doing notes with links about the things that I talked about on every Change the Shed. So if you're ever interested in more information. The other piece that Summer's referring to is called Hot Flash. And I could link the episodes of that and the hand basket. If you're interested in this double set, I wove on that hand basket piece for a really long time. So you can learn a whole lot about the little tricks just from watching those episodes. I think I tried not to talk about politics back then too, I hope. So hopefully they won't be divisive. Or just understand that they were filmed 4 years ago. And things change. All right. Yeah, that's nice. Linda says weaving is so much about bringing together opposites, the vertical and the horizontal, to form a whole. I think of that every time I weave. I think that even just recognizing that as you're working, that we're pulling together warp and weft. And the other thing I love about tapestry weaving in particular is that you're building the structure of the cloth, you're building at the same time as you are, oh, look at what I did there. See, I'm talking and not paying attention. You're building the structure of the cloth at the same time that you're building the image. One can't exist without the other. So that's some metaphor for something, right? That we are building a strong structure at the same time we are creating an image. Anyway, thank you, Linda. That's true. We weave. There's so much language about weaving, too. I'm sure you all notice this, too, that just in regular dialogue, news articles, everything, the word tapestry and weaving are just used continually. Okay. Oh yeah, Summer, that was a great thing to bring up too. So if y'all are on Instagram or any other social media, or I think there's a website, which I'm not going to remember exactly, but the Murmuration Tapestry, I think it's called Murmuration Collaboration. They have a Substack, which you can get for free or you can pay for it, but which it has news about this amazing project. It's the same group, a lot of the same people who did the Waterline project, kicked off by Joan Baxter. So the Murmuration Collaboration, they've just put all the pieces together. It's fantastic. You really have to look at it. I'll find the link. Thanks for mentioning that, Summer. It's such a collaboration. When you see it, it's a shaped tapestry. It's just gorgeous. It's about bird murmuration, but it's this amazing example of collaborative work. I think it's just astounding. And now they've finally showed pictures of the whole thing, and it's so beautiful. If you're in the UK, please, if you can go see it, please go see it. Send me pictures. I wish I could go see the piece in person, because imagine making, I don't know how many people there are, 10 or 12 people, all of those shaped pieces to fit together in this form that moves across the wall. It's astounding and beautiful and so well done. Let's see. I need to meet this. Oh, that's cool. Spin Me a Sailcloth got some lovely North Ronald Say sheep. That's that sheep that eats seaweed. Primitive breeds. Yeah, those of you who are spinners, sheep are amazing. All right. Let's not forget this little guy over here. Hi, Sybil. Glad you're here. So I was just talking about your neck of the woods, the UK, and the Murmuration collaboration. There's other great tapestry shows happening right now in the UK and Ireland. There's one that just went up in Ireland called Timelines. Francis Crowe, I think, is spearheading that. So if you're I'm not sure where in Ireland, but for those of us who live in the Western United States, all of the UK and Ireland are small enough that it feels like, well, it can't be that far, right? I realize it takes a long time too. I've had people remind me it takes longer to travel, Rebecca, than you think it does, even though it's not that many miles. Yeah, Christine said she wove a piece called Indivisible after a cross-country trip. That's a lovely title. Yep. All right, so I am in the midst of now some boring weaving, which I will try to finish before I I doubt this piece will be finished in 3 weeks because I will be teaching in the meantime, but you may get to see me form this top curve. There's a curve that comes around here, so I don't want to put any little boxes here, but I'm going to start one here just so I don't forget later. That is there. Let's use this one. This is Marigold 5. Looks like I haven't used it because this is a new tube. Oh, cool. Karen, thank you for mentioning that. Since we're talking about different shows in the United States as well, the Twine show in Harvard, Massachusetts in a few weeks. That is also the Twine. There's some amazing work being done by Tapestry Weavers in New England is what that stands for. And just always some really fantastic weaving in those Twine shows. So look that up. I will make a note. And link all of those shows. So pigtail. Oh, I can't forget to, thank you, Cheryl. Cannot forget to mention this. So D.Y. Begay's show opened at the National Museum of the American Indian, I think is what it's called. It's part of the Smithsonian. It's in Washington, D.C. It opened last weekend. And it's open until July. And I will be going to see it sometime in the spring. And the catalog is fantastic. I just got my second copy of it. I got an advanced copy, and then I got another copy of it yesterday or the day before. So the one that I actually ordered. You don't want to miss this catalog. Even if you cannot go to Washington, D.C., you can order the catalog either from like wherever you get your books. I think bookshop.org has it. Amazon, of course, has it. Or you can order it, I'm sure, from the Smithsonian shop. It's a stunning D.Y. Begay, lives near me, actually, and has been an incredible friend and mentor, and her work is quite astounding. So don't miss it. It's called Sublime Light, the name of the show, and that's also the name of the book. All right, y'all. I feel a little bit like I've been scattered today, but we did a little weaving. And let's just add this last weft in. It's good to end a weaving session leaving things in a place where you will be able to pick up again easily the next time. So that is always my goal. And let's see if we can get the shedding right. So this is the pick shed, and the weft next to it is going this way in the pick shed. So I know that in the pick shed, this one, or the closed shed, some people would call it, this weft needs to go this way. I needed another weft there because I added that little box. Ann Walker also, yes, there's also an ATA show called Beyond Tapestry Expanded. It only has one tapestry in it, but the catalog is beautiful, and it is in, I'm not going to remember where it is right now, but Ohio. And I think what Anna's saying is they also list shows if you need to find where shows are. Also, did you see that the call for American Tapestry Biennial whatever the number is now, something just came out. I don't now remember when the date for that is, but you might look that up if you're interested in entering the Tapestry Biennial, which will, I assume, be full of actual tapestries. I did not say that out loud. Welcome, everybody who is watching this all the way to the end. Thank you. Yes, I have had a lot of fun with this little piece so far. It's just fun to do these tiny double set is really fun. So, yeah, I have jabbered enough. So keep weaving. And those of you in the online classes, I will see you there. Join me for the next Tapestry Discovery Box if you want to play with Pick and Pick, which is magic. And yeah, I'll see you around. Happy dyeing, happy fleecing, happy everything. Please survive the election season. We only have a few more weeks to get through it if you're in the US. And love you all. Thank you for being here. I'll catch you next time on October 16. Bye-bye, everybody.